big thing here for CR is that they can't afford to lose out in their lane. Boom ID will try to run you down very fast, but CR can't afford to lose that space. They need a lot of early farm to go into the Raid King. They need early farm to go into the Slark as well. So they're going to have to hold down these lanes. They're going to have to ensure that their Earth Spirit pickup actually does do work for them. Like, definitely needs to come into play, start shutting down lanes, to start applying its own pressure, because if it doesn't, the bar is going to be bleeding a lot of ground towards the direction Boom ID is known to bring.
Thank you for that, John. I apologize. Just confirming, we do have people looking at the tech side of things to try and sort out the lag, by the way. So don't worry, it should be fixed within a few minutes. Hopefully, they are rushing, of course, to try and get it sorted ASAP. Nevertheless, John, look at the game. FBZ already going to get jumped on a very nice follow smash from Ohio. But they start moving forward. FBZ getting very low. Hyde will be there to intercept on the clock. KezQ also going to be there on the Oracle just in case. And looks like they will get the Batrider out of there safely, though. FBZ actually losing a lot of HP. We'll have to commit a Tango and an Ironwood branch very early on to sort that out. Did we confirm, by the way, is this an offlane clock or is it an offlane Batrider? I think it's the offlane Batrider, right?
Yeah, it's more than likely the offlane bat in this case. Z playing, so you would assume that. Still, I think this is gonna hurt the Clockwork's progression more because he can't play catch up in the jungle. But this is gonna ensure that your Batrider is gonna have really good timings and everything. It should at least give us a pretty decent timing into the BOTs and Blink. They are going to go for that route, so FBZ should have a fairly fast escalation there. You can't expect too much from Hyde, at the very least in terms of farm. Should still be able to get some EXP. That's really the key thing for the pause for clock.
Okay. Well, BT faded on that Wraith King. Should have some difficulty here up against the Batrider. It's never an easy lane when you have to go up against that core or support Batrider for that matter. And this is why the sticky napalm comes out, slows that turn rate, slows everything, and once you've got a couple levels, you have that Firefly, you have the Flame Break, and suddenly everything becomes a real headache. By the way, John, good news, I have received confirmation that apparently the lag issues on stream have been resolved, so I thought I'd mention that. It's good news.
Awesome. That's great to see. And, you know, just this lane matchup for VT Faded, it's gonna be rough. Like, Raid King is actually one of those cores that really doesn't get too much starting armor as a hero. He has 2. So again, once you get the stacks up on FBZ, it's really easy to punish. VT Fade is down to half just from sheer right-click trades with that.
It certainly is, and it's only gonna get worse. Of course, we'll have a quick look at the mid lane where you'll see Ben-Hur on the Slark up against Mikoto, and I love the matchup. Putting the Slark mid up against the Alchemist, making it a lot harder of a matchup for this Alch. And, you know, generally speaking, Alchemists already, you know, are very susceptible to taking a lot of damage. When you're up against a Slark who still gets and shipped over and over again, it's going to be even more painful. However, top lane, speaking of painful, Hyde, he may find the first one on Nushi, though no, Nushi will stick charge and he will manage to run away in time. But back to that mid lane, John. This Slark should have a pretty darn old good time. In fact, never mind that, because BT Faded is falling very well on the Raid King now. Will sound up, and Nushi is going to intercept through the dire jungle. They are going to try and harass that. In fact, FBZ may actually be dead as BT Faded has the follow-up stun, and that will actually be the first blood coming out for the Raid King, followed by Xiao Yu going down the bot lane on the Sand King to bring the cell.
Oh yeah. Just a lot of action across the map. I do love seeing this. Southeast Asia loves running at each other, of course. And I think, you know, if you go back to that mid lane, you mentioned the Slark matchup against the Alchemist. I think this is actually something the Alchemist is faking, just because of the presence he gets from Acid Spray. So Ben-Hur is going to have a harder time to contest the creep wave when it's in the right spot for Mikoto. And as long as Mikoto sprays that acid in a good spot, I can't see the Slark really trading too well. I mean, he's down to half HP, he still has regen on him, but just not going to be a pleasant time copying hits like that.
It definitely isn't. Still Ben-Hur having a decent old time, 17 and 2 in terms of last hits in comparison to the 17 and 0 of the Arc. Very even. The top lane BT Baited, gonna cop more harassment out from FBZ and Hyde now. Hyde's gonna be as annoying as possible. In fact, a very nice cross, and now with the Firefly, BT Baited should have no way out. It does go down, and that's one of the really susceptible parts about the Wraith King, John. That just no escape mechanisms up until the point where you have reincarnated Vader.
Yeah, and even then, that's not really an escape. It's just a die again, in the most part, if you are stuck in this rough spot. And this is something that Boom ID is leveraging quite well. Like, this combination with the clock, just the controller getting the fact that Mushi cannot do too much to help VT Faded beyond the cookie toss is really hurting VT Faded's lane up here. He's 12-2 right now. Not the best spots for that Wraith King, and all that early farm is really important for this.
Good look down at that bot lane where, you know, in comparison to VT Faded, Dreamer Cell is basically having a free lane right now. 24-5 on the Ember. You look at Zhao Yu, he really hasn't been able to shut him down at all. In fact, Dreamer Cell, he thought about pacing the Sand King down, thinks better of it, still had some creeps there, so he'll go secure some more CS. But this is going to be a real concern if you are CR. Like, you're losing that top lane, you've lost the bot lane, and mid lane is drawing even. So it kind of feels like all their chips are really stacked on the mid lane slot. But even then, you're up against an Alchemist who does tend to outscale anyway. BT Faded, however, top lane again will go down as FBZ had the cog set up from the clock, and now we'll see the rotation there from Ohio on the Earth Spirit. But he isn't able to connect the roll, and even if he did, I don't believe it would have ended up in a kill anyway. In fact, Ohio, you are moving in slow motion right now, so he will start to run away. FBZ going to try and secure the other boundary room. In fact, he's just going to try and run. And he'll be perfectly fine.
Yeah, and that is the first time we've seen Ohio get a rotation out. Surprised to see him committed to the top lane. I think at this point, at least at this point in the game, you'd want to rotate on that Alpha while he's weak. Instead, we are seeing Mikoto accelerate to that level 6 in a pretty good time. He's just about a couple of creeps away. And once that 6 is up, you're going to be missing out on any sort of kill opportunity on the Alp. It's just so much harder when he has that additional regen up and running.
Absolutely. Going to start jumping, although Ohio going to be there to try and intercept and interrupt this farm, though Cookie is going to be there for Mushi. They have 3 heroes around. Ben-Hur going to easily be able to help clean up, so Ohio will be the one to pick up the kill on the Earth Spirit. And that's a very important kill to find across the map. So you really need to shut down that elk, otherwise we've seen over and over again, they get out of control. But now Hyde, trying to jump onto Mushi on the snap. Looks like he won't have enough damage as the cookie is going to come out from Mushi. But the fact that you've just forced 3 heroes to have to sit up top lane is always going to be a bit of a win here for Boom.
Definitely. Like, you are just giving Dreamosol a free lane down bot, and Xiao Yu's really just not keeping up too well in the Sand King either. So you're copying that bot lane to have a harder time than it already does. The top lane's really just not gaining too much, and you're starving your supports of PX.
Hyde just continuing to run at them on the clock, being very BT baited.
Ooh.
A very close call on that TP. The last ticks of the battery assault almost reaching, but not quite. BT faded, just TPing back to his T1 tower just to get within safety. Looks like he will have to try and just secure some neutral camps, and can be a little bit hard when you've only got 2 skeletons active, but I suppose it can be done. Again, Mushi gonna get jumped on here by Hyde, but he'll use the cookie again and just jump out of there. And I believe that's the 3rd cookie in the row that he's had to commit just to get out of cogs. Mushi's slowly starting to run out of mana, thanks to Hyde on that clock, who hasn't even bothered rotating it. He's just very comfortable sitting up at this top lane.
Definitely. We have seen Snapfires actually be more aggressive in the lane. This is a case where you're really not seeing that. And with something like the Wraith King, you'd expect a bit more, but it's just a lane matchup. There's just so much the Batrider and Clockwork can do here, just so much control. Just one little misstep, the cogs come out, the Firefly comes out, you're stacked up with Napalm. Really not much you can do, although Kedscute caught out.
Could be in trouble. In fact, he will be, as Ben-Hur's going to rotate. Zhao Yu with the Burrow strikes out, and Ben-Hur does pick up his first kill of the game on the slot. He's going to be feeling very nice about that, and that is 2 permanent agility stats for himself. They did secure the earlier out kill within the first 5 minutes, and Well, now he will split out Hyde, although Hyde has a haste rune, but he found the real hero he wants. It's Makoto on the out that he really wants to annoy. Makoto won't even be able to finish off the jungle camps. To make matters worse for him, that jungle camp did have the keen optic on it, which now is going the way of the Slark. Though bot lane Dreamer Cell is able to find Xiao Yu on the Sand King. That was basically just a solo kill. He just ran up to him, got the chains off and killed him off.
This is the roll, so probably not going to be able to chase down Mikoto too far.
They'll try. Makoto going to get some TP. Pounce is available, however. He TP'd within vision, although was this a bait? It was not. They don't want to go after Ben-Hur. Makoto trying to find neutral, but Ben-Hur again not going to allow it. Now they're all in with Ohio with the boulder smash. But Makoto with that chemical rage should just be perfectly fine. But if you are CR, you're just very, very happy with the fact that he's not farming.
Definitely, you're kind of delaying the farm with the Alk. At the same time, you're wasting a lot of time walking around this jungle, not finding those kills. You've left Dreamo Cell with so much time to free farm to find those solo kills himself. You've given this Bat Rider up top a free lane, so FBZ's gonna have a good time onto his BOTs and Blink Dagger, as we mentioned before. It feels like you're not getting enough from CR at this moment where Boom should be a bit weaker. They're just not leveraging that hard enough. Mikoto?
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack.
Can he chase down again? Q with the kill. They just slow him down. To be fair, he's not going to have that super fast Radiance time. It's we hit the 10-minute mark and he's about 1.5k gold off just the Sacred Relic. So it's not going to be the fastest time we've ever seen from an Alchemist. But you already kind of talked about the fact that, while they're chasing them down, it's not like Ben-Hur's been farming either. He's just been running around the map trying to find the outfit. Top lane, FBZ does get ganked up now, and BT Faded is the one to claim the kill. Ohio and Mushi now going to start rotating across the map and trying to maybe find Ben-Hur and stop this chase on their Alk.
Radiant's top tower is under
Isn't that good enough for high ground? Gets boulder smash. Roll is not going to be there. The one countered by the battery assault, but now the cookie and the Mortimer's kisses. They risk nothing. They will just burst him down. But while that was happening, Xiao Yu dies once again to Dreamer Cell. And that's Dreamer Cell's third kill of the game. In fact, he's going to take you up top now. They're going to make a rotation here with the lasso onto the Wraith King. BT Faded does have reincarnation. They roll in Dreamer Cell. It does connect. We can advertise as well. Can they slow him down enough? It looks like they definitely can. Dreamer Cell dying and giving a lot of golden XP away to the side of CR. And I thought that was going to be bad for BT, but it looks like Boom ID weren't expecting him to have the early level and reincarnate.
Yeah, that's a bit strange. He was at the point where he'd have the extra points to dump into it anyway. So, again, a bit of an odd commitment coming out from Boom ID. Should show a bit of respect to that movement up there. They didn't quite have all the heroes available. In the end, though, every time you make a move like that, at the very least, Mikoto is safe, although he's being put by Ben-Hur.
He
That
is.
should be fine.
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack.
You've got to give it to Ben-Hur as well on the slot. I mean, considering how much he's chased down this Alchemist across the map, his farm is actually pretty darn good. Still sitting at almost 5k net worth now. Just about 1.4k behind the Alchemist 12 minutes in, which to me is exceptional. He's really doing a fantastic job.
It's really good progress for Ben-Hur. I think all that activity across the map has paid off. All those early kills he's contributed to has given him a lot more. You still worry about Mikoto. It's not the highest gap, but is inching towards that Radiance, and it's still looking to be a fairly decent timing, all things considered, with how much he's had to move across the map. So you're still looking at pretty good timings from Boom ID coming out. At the very least, CR isn't too far behind. Like you look at VT Faded, despite his rough lane, he's at 4.k net worth as well, matching Dreamo Cell's farm, so he's actually in a pretty good spot. And Wraith King can start pumping damage up early. I do like his build-up as well. He's going for the armlet first, so he wants to play aggressive, he wants to be with his team, he wants to try shutting people down. In fact, very late moving towards Dreamo.
Yeah, Dreamer Cell, they got the silence off, one of his kisses to fly out, but he remnants out. Magnetized, definitely not going to be enough damage, and Dreamer Cell will be fine. He'll just bottle up, but VT faded. He's going to try and force in this tier 1 tower now. Dreamer Cell, he's shown himself. He does have 2 random charges. Still, Purvaston's coming out. Dreamer Cell wasn't ready for it. He wasn't expecting to roll in after the raid fight last. Now top lane. They're going to try and go after SPZ, but Xiao Yu, he really hasn't farmed roll, and Makoto's there on the Alchemist. And Keskute will be the one to pick up the kill on the Oracle with the Purifying Flames. And so that makes it a 6-7. So I'd argue, John, finding that Ember Spirit and finding the bot team 1 is certainly more valuable for the side of CR.
Definitely is. Like, the Ember Spirit's worth a lot more in gold, so trading away that hero is less favorable for Boom. They get control in that bot lane as well, so that's going to deny some farming area from Boom ID. They have some really good far-forward wards here from CR, which will allow them to shut down the Alchemist much better. So Boom ID is losing some ground here. In fact, they have to really start rewarding their jungle if they want to keep that farming pattern up.
Go higher. Hive does spot him out with the rocket flare. Boulder smashed up. Gonna connect on the Oracle, but he will just fade seed it. Lock out the scattered blast damage. But CR are starting to control up that Radiant side jungle now and take over that map control. They'll see Dreamer Soul down to the bot lane. BT, can you get the stun off in time? Not quite, but you would do at least force him to run it back, and well, Boom, looks like they want to try and take back control of their own jungle. They will smoke up after D-Ward. Where are they headed though? They're going to loop all the way around that east side jungle of the Dire, and well, they're going to run straight into CR. They just smoke up themselves. It's immediately broken now. They'll go after Hyde. Hyde blows up. Makoto will be the next target on the Alchemist, but I don't think he's big enough quite yet. Those Warden's Kiss is doing a lot of damage. Makoto gets stunned up. Do you have enough? They definitely do. Ben-Hur does also get another kill, I believe, in the back, and yeah, he found Keskute. It was a bit of a mess, but Boom ID lose out on that team fight.
They really do. They're starting to bleed a lot of ground here. Sure, you have the Radiance up on your Alch. You don't have level 6 on your Oracle just yet to really allow that Alchemist to just stand in front and get the damage out. Gotten a lot of opportunities there by not having Keskute at 6. You need to give that Oracle some EXP to grow, and you need to be really cautious about these moves. They went for an aggressive movement after dewarding their jungle, after knowing that perhaps there were heroes in that side. They did lane. They loop around. They were scanned out as well. Just took a really unfavorable fight. Rather unfortunate for Boom. Really good movements coming out from CR, and as long as they can keep that up, they're going to get a lot more in this game. They're behind by 1k. That doesn't say much when you're playing against an Alch. An Alch wants to be ahead by a lot more, so there is a 1k deficit in favor of Boom, but a lot of that is just on Mikoto.
Radiant structures are fortified. Radiant's middle tower is under attack. Radiant's middle tower has fallen. Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
Overall, a really even trade from both sides. A bit of a win for Boom IDS. In the end, they do get basically 3 kills, some Reincarnation, Raid King, unfortunately not enough to kill him off the second time. But Boom ID is still not winning out in these fights as much as they want. Like, CR is going to be happy with how these trades are going. They definitely do have control on the map, are forcing Boom ID to try to play into their power right now. Like, you'd expect some ways to scout out Mushi's Snapfire and stop that channeling on Mortimer's Kisses. They haven't been able to do so. They have to commit that hook shot on closer range targets or bigger cores instead of scouting out for the rocket flare and stopping that. So every time the cogs comes down from her Clockwork, it's just the death trap for Hyde. Instead of trapping an enemy hero in, Mushi just aims straight at those cogs every single time, and that's always going to be an issue for Boom ID if they don't prioritize finding that Snapfire in the back.
Dire's top tower is under attack. Dire's top tower has fallen. Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
Really just well-timed coming out from Mikado, managing to catch that big clump up, and that's something you have to be cautious about here from CR. They have been pretty good with their spacing beforehand. I guess they just did forget that that can happen. Of course, you have that BKB up and running on Mikado as well. He didn't have to pop it in that last fight. He still has a full charge, and that's going to be a massive issue here for CR. A lot of that damage right now is going to be matchable onto this tower. Oh man.
Dire's bottom tower is under attack. Dire's structures are fortified.
Been really active on the map as the Elk. Again, he's already had pretty good timings on his items. He is really close towards his Assault Pierce as well. Once that's up, you're going to have a hard time bringing him down. He has that BKB for magic damage. He's going to have a good amount of armor to negate a few of the hits from the Slark and from that Raid King. So your options do grow a bit limited. You will have to really just try to jump the Elk if you're going to be trying to aim him down, although early smoke is going to be good.
Dire's top tower is under attack.
Yeah, it's a strange choice. CR does, I believe, feel a bit of that pressure now. They are starting to lag behind the network, and that is a very good gap for the Alp now. 5k for his team, 17k on the Alp, 7k ahead of the faded. Oh god,
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack.
Yeah, it's a loss for CR. I still question what they were trying to achieve. I get the Earth Spirit trying to roll in, but Ben-Hur was basically trying to just walk up into the pit. That was just rather strange. Perhaps in anticipation of follow-up to the Earth Spirit. Still, the rest of the team was kind of lagging behind. They're a bit optimistic. That one in this, it just should allow Boom ID now to take a lot more objectives off the map. They take that tier 1 mid, they can start taking over the jungle on the side of CR, start pressuring that tier 2 up top, and really just start to regain some lost map control.
Dire's top tower is under attack. Dire's top tower has fallen.
Illusion.
Dire's top tower is under attack.
No, it definitely doesn't. I think the Red King's in a weird spot because he's one of those heroes that enjoy the Maelstrom as well. It can still itemize fairly well, but the damage output definitely does less than Lucy now being caught out.
Radiant's middle tower is under attack. Dire's bottom tower is under attack. Dire's bottom tower is falling.
Yeah, this is a bit of an issue for CR. They go for a fight elsewhere. They sacrifice their Sand King as he has been constantly sacrificed this entire game. However, with that movement up top, they just lose a tier 2 objective on their bot lane. So they've only got tier 2 mid now as their last outer tower. And that just means Boom ID is free to run around the entire map. Like, even Roshan's going to be a very easy objective to take once it respawns. You still have the HP to play around with on Mikoto as well. He does have the finished recipe for the Abyssal Blade on top of that, so once that flies out, he can basically burst anyone down.
Radiant's top tower is under attack. Radiant are scanning. Dire's middle tower is under attack. Radiant's top tower is under attack. Dire's middle tower has fallen. Dire's courier has been killed. Dire's middle tower is under attack.
Yeah, we've got all the tools available. We've got basically everyone set up, and high ground defense is going to be hard to pull off for CR, although they can.
Radiant's top tower is under
that's a big sacrifice to make there, and I don't think he really needed to buy back anyway. Like, they were going to pull back even before then. After losing that Aegis, they still managed to force that out, so CR is going to be on a bit of a back foot here. They're going to have to be a bit cautious with V Faded. They do smoke up, though. They want to try to maximize this downtime. They know the clockwork's not there to scout them out or block them out of the way. Don't really have the information on the map to make a very good rotation. That's a dieback on VT Faded. So he bought back for no real contribution to that defense, does get punished for it, and a big opening here for Boom ID. They could just try to go again for that high ground. There's no objectives outside that they could take. Roshan is still about a minute away until we find out when he's actually going to respawn. So there's really nowhere else for Boom ID to be but in that high ground, and they are going to start applying some. Like, the epicenter is gone, the kisses are down for about a minute. You're gonna lack damage with just BT Faded in front. You're gonna have to accept at least 2 racks down. And you might be able to save your tier 4s and last set of racks. I don't think Boom ID is gonna be going for that, although Mikako